We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to Nerd Eternal Network. And welcome to our Icons Actual Play, Icons Earthbound. I'll be your storyteller for the day, or your GM for the day, Jason. And with me as usual will be Curtis playing Landshark.
Hola.
Taylor playing Unison.
Howdy.
And Mike playing Independence Ray.
Hello, everyone.
And who remembers where we were last time?
We had helped some space dwarves by hollowing out an asteroid for them. And they had helped us with repairs to the ship and supplies, I believe.
I don't remember them being dwarves, but yeah.
Yeah, they were small space people. They were short compared to us.
Fair.
They're short and they were mining.
Well, the ones out in the Kuiper Belt were mining, because what else are you going to do in the Kuiper Belt?
And we preached the virtues of sharks and went on our merry way.
That was certainly a thing Bruce was doing. I don't know if anybody else was necessarily joining him in that. I mean, to be fair, Omniglot could probably rattle off a lot of random info about sharks.
Probably more than Bruce.
Yeah, but Bruce just makes it up if he doesn't know it, you know.
He does. it's sharks whatever he wants it to be.
Shark is a state of mind.
Turns out dolphins aren't really a thing. It's just sharks when they turn their fin the other way. Well, before that, y'all repelled some borders.
We did.
Robots. You're being invaded by the, or boarded by the Stralit Communal Empire's Expansions Division.
Which had lost track of a probe on Earth.
Yes, that was something y'all managed to pick out because Omniglot figured out their language quicker than they would have expected. So you know there is some sort of presence, well, if not presence, maybe wreckage on Earth. Let's see, I believe Ray got knocked out, but that didn't stop him from getting up and doing things.
That's
right.
true. His little buddy took over.
Co-pilot.
And his little buddy seemed to be a little more vicious with the powers. His energy beam seemed to be focused down to a much tighter beam. Though I want to say when one of Unison's duplicates popped, Ray, you did get a sense of concern from it. But that's about all you remember from the experience before you woke up. But yes, once you got away from them, you basically, because Ray, at least temporarily, disabled their ship. So yes, y'all got away, went to the neighboring, a neighboring system, or the next nearest inhabited system. Where they were more than happy to let y'all, work. Do some work for them while they, helped you repair your ship and got you basic supplies. Probably one of the friendlier, just nicer contacts you've had with one of the alien races out here.
They didn't want to dissect us or whatever.
No.
They just wanted the stuff from the rocks that they were going to get anyway a little bit faster. And we were able to do that for them.
Well, the really big thing was Bruce helping hollow out one of those asteroids where they could put a habitat in there. Yeah, that was the equivalent of we're building a small town, and Bruce really sped that up for them.
And when we get back to Earth, we're going to discover that they didn't really turn it into a habitat. They turned that asteroid into a Death Star, and they've come to enslave Earth.
No, if they turn that into a Death Star, it's fine. their nearest enemy is the people that are looking to expand on us. Like, oh no, we helped the people next to the people that want to invade us. Oh wait, that's good for us. I'm sure we'll be fine. There'll be nothing to come of it.
5 seasons later. But all right. So y'all have been traveling. You basically exited these people's system kind of on the opposite side of where you came in. Putting their entire system between you and the expansions department. You travel on for a couple of more weeks, really, without incident. Tyler, what was the last news I gave you from home?
I don't think much of anything really. I've talked about how my character, how Unison has been copying as much as he can from the database of the ship of the new stuff we're encountering, but that's a slow process at home because I'm having to look at it and then essentially write down a sheet of paper, or copy it on the computer by hand in like an Excel spreadsheet.
All right. Well, your copy at home has been keeping up with the news and stuff. I don't imagine he's been doing much heroing.
No, it's mostly just like contacting loved ones and being like, they're still alive. We got delayed.
Oh, good.
It's moment to moment because like I know moment to moment, so it's just like daily. It's just like in our morning meetings, I'm essentially giving you letters by way of telling you out loud what your loved ones wanted to say.
I'm giggling at the thought of the embarrassing messages that you've been asked to pass along.
I'm doing my own little version of Good Morning Vietnam on our ship. But yes, not been able to. Also, purposely not been doing anything other than like investigating, because if I stub my toe wrong too many times, I'll pop.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Well, then you are. Then you are definitely aware that there's a team called the Primes running around. And I might have mentioned. It seems like I've mentioned that already, but. Currently, the most recent bit of news you've heard about them was they took down a giant bird or something over in Spain.
That's big.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy the fact that there are people running around that are playing Primus, but that's gonna happen.
Oh, right.
But so yeah, took down a giant bird. People are referring to it, Behemoth and Leviathan, as the Armageddon beasts. So you're kind of like, oh great, there's 3 giant monsters now instead of just the 2. But they seem to have taken it down with minimal damage to the city. Barcelona, I believe, was the city that was endangered from Ziz. So at least if they're trying to fill that role, they're competent.
Any news about the kids?
Was there
the
footage of their escape vehicle?
Ooh, that's a good question. Even or odd?
Go odd.
No, there was not. I rolled a
That's
2, so that was
unfortunate.
even.
Being in the government, how much information about the Primus do I even have?
He never revealed. Let's see.
Because
No, I take that back. Prior to him joining Spear in the early days, in the gap between season 1 and season 2, he had never revealed his like full identity to the government. But when he joined Spear, yeah, he would have given his identity. So yeah, his name's Clifford. And, he was widowed back in the 90s. He's got a stepdaughter still living, a step granddaughter.
I feel like I don't have that much time to investigate because the work I'm doing, but double check to see if she suddenly had a spike in airplane tickets right before this group suddenly started showing up.
She did not.
All right. And so it's a team named after the Primus. The gaps in their ages indicate that if he immediately went on a "my wife's dead, I'm gonna go have a lot of fun," they could be hit. But I've got nothing to point him at doing that other than my own dislike of him.
That's true. Nothing you observed from the Primus showed that he had a wild side.
Yeah. Just like, if it's just people that happen to line up and have, well, one of them has similar powers. Everyone else is like wildly oddball.
Listen, a lot of them you can't really see enough of their faces to see if there's a family resemblance. Do you fill the guys in about this? Like, do you talk about the Primuses or the Primes in the morning?
Yeah, I'll tell them that there's a team showing up that's named themselves after the Primus posthumously.
Just like our ship.
There's nothing to indicate that they were trained by the Primus or have worked with the Primus before, but they've decided to name their group after him.
Maybe it's a tribute. Are they actually actively saying that they're the children?
No, but from the footage I have, one of them is constantly calling the others brother and sister. So it's assumed they're family?
Let's see, what else would you have gotten researching? If you poked around, you'd find out.
Super powered fuck.
Brother, sister, and dead brother.
Yeah, because keeping in memory best I can, your character during that campaign, to camera, would say stuff like that.
Oh yeah, he would.
Mike, are you with us?
He was just a second ago.
Yeah, he said something, and it kind of, it's like it just kind of popped in mid sentence and then cut off.
Today at 1:27 p.m. BRB.
Yeah, but we heard him after that.
Yeah.
There he is.
Okay, all right, he is moving. I can see him.
If you were saying something, Mike, we may have missed it.
Okay, can you hear us, Mike?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're coming through now.
Sorry about that.
No problem. All right. What was the last thing you heard me saying?
I know we were talking about the Primes, and I speculated that maybe they're a foster family of some kind.
Statistically unlikely unless Primus was running around specifically adopting super children.
You would find out researching them. One of the members, Helios, had been like a small time hero prior to the Primes. Not for very long, but he had done it. You know, he'd been in a local paper or two.
Under the same name?
Under the name Helios, yes. As far as I can remember, Zach's not here, but as far as I can remember, that was already his costumed identity.
All right, so there's been one
Before Grandma Niece showed up and recruited you.
Yeah, one.
Got my niece.
So maybe the one with the powers most similar to the Primus recruited some people that call him family. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on it to the degree that I can.
And I'll look over your shoulder and I'll say, "Have you heard anything about the school?" And oh, here's another letter for Jay.
I hope you have redacted the activities I've asked you to redact.
Oh yeah, it just says, Jay getting a dad bod. Thought maybe I was pregnant, but just on a ship with lots of snacks.
You did have a lot of alien cookies. I mean, the school hasn't been under attack, so I've kind of just haven't heard any word about it, one way or the other. I know your favorite student is still.
Of course, Ray and I are worried about the kids.
Don't worry, your favorite student is still running around with that ridiculous Dynaman guy.
During this entire conversation, basically from the moment you brought the Primes up, Omnigloss just been staring at you.
Yes, Omniglot?
Don't start obsessing over this team.
I mean,
It's like she doesn't want to say more with everybody else in the room, but she's giving you a hard stare about it.
I'll cross my arms. And say, well, that's just not fair. All the students are my favorite.
Well, no. Omniglot's telling me not to obsess about the primes, not your students.
I know. Yeah, it's the character, though.
I promise you, I'm not focused on indispensable. He's a backup to a backup to a backup. But no, I will not outside of a fun, interesting thing focus on the primes. I don't have enough time in my day right now to focus on them.
All right.
Unless one of them starts talking about that power prime and start saying they have it, in which case then I will be interested. But outside of that,
The power primeval. Omniglot correction.
We should be glad there's somebody there to, pick up the slack while everybody else is away.
there's also new crime teams, so it's not like there's a lot of slack. It's kind of staying the same.
Now, all the other heroes who
They're still on course, I believe.
participated in the
Yeah, I don't think they've got home yet, but they're going to beat us by quite a bit.
Okay.
If I understood correctly.
Yeah, they should not. If they're going on schedule, they shouldn't be much further. Let me get where I can talk. They shouldn't have much longer to go, but they wouldn't have made it back quite yet. And while this conversation continues, breakfast starts to wrap up, because y'all always have these morning meetings at breakfast. One of the crew from up in the bridge radios down to you. Ray, does the crew just refer to you as Ray, or do they call you Captain?
I would keep it informal.
Okay. So yeah, he radios down to you. Ray, we're getting a what appears to be a distress signal.
Oh, sure. Can you put it on the? Please put it on the speaker.
He pipes it over. Let me grab my notes so I get the names right. In fact, it comes up on one of the monitors because there's a somewhat staticky image. You see a lady, overall basic humanoid shape, clearly not human. The commsman tells you, it's a recorded signal. It's repeating. And the lady tells you she is Glexa of Gakrad. Her family's ship crashed. Her husband died in the crash. She and the children are all right. But they need assistance as soon as anybody can get here. They don't have very much power. She's not sure how long the distress signal will even be able to fire off. But if there's anybody out there, please, we need your help. And then she rattles off coordinates.
I will command navigation to plot a course.
Yes, sir.
And she gave no indication of what caused the crash?
No. Nope. She fired off a short message on repeat for as long as the signal would carry. Or we'd keep going.
What are the odds that this is a decoy of some kind? I mean, we're still going to go, of course.
You see Omniglot tilt her head back slightly. Her eyes are flicking around like she's,
Oh, she's actually figuring out.
She's got it. She's like, yeah, don't really have enough information to give you actual odds.
I was like, what's the first thing sharks do with a trap? They walk into it.
Oh, okay.
She's like, given our luck, I'd say the odds might be high.
Also, land shark, I hate to tell you, you are the only shark that would walk into a trap. Other sharks cannot walk.
Well, they might swim.
Exactly.
Hey, champ, they would definitely swim. That's what sharks do.
Not land shark.
He swims through land. That's why he's a land shark. But all right, Captain, how do we want to go about helping this distress signal?
Well, I guess when we get to the system, I don't know, see if, first of all, look for any signs of, I don't know, cosmic storms, asteroid belts, or asteroid debris, anything that could have caused a ship malfunction, unless it was just the internal mechanical problems.
While we're scanning it from a distance, do you want me to project a couple of copies into the ship to see if I can find a route?
Oh, sure. Yeah. You mean into the other ship once we get there?
Once we get in range, because, if we're going to board it to get them out, we're going to be pretty close anyway. I can send copies ahead to make sure that we're not boarding into people with guns.
Sure, that's a good idea.
All right, so y'all, it takes you a day or two to get there. According to your the records you've gotten from some of the friendlier people you've run into, this is an unoccupied system, though there is one life-bearing planet. Pretty standard Earth-like. But according to the report, there's no intelligent life, native to it, and nobody has colonized it yet. And that is where the coordinates are for that planet. About halfway to the system, y'all lose the actual distress call. Y'all kind of lose it. It's like it fades out.
Uh-oh.
Like the power had just ran out.
Well, ran out, a little while ago for it, but light lag and all.
Oh, right. They'll all be skeleton. We'll just find a bunch of skeletons.
We were only 150 years too late.
Oh, also, maybe we can scan our records for any mention of a Gakrad.
Let's see. Yes, the last guys you dealt with know who the Gakrad are.
Oh.
They're a small union of 4 systems. Well, Gakrad is this species' homeworld.
Okay.
The species has spread out to like 3 or 4 other systems. Not particularly warlike. Not super advanced. They're actually further from the center than you would have thought to have run across them here. These people took a long trip getting this far coreward. The Gakrad are not quite in the same direction as Earth, but they're like Earth is. They're a little bit further away from the core. Their technology is pretty much on par with the pirate ship that your ship is reverse engineered from. So this is not one of the super advanced inner part of the galaxy races.
Okay.
Well, if we can't track the signal, do our scanners, can they track like refined metal that would be used in the ship's hull?
If they're close enough to it. So anyway, entering the system, you're scanning. You're not picking up any, at a distance, you're not picking up any ships. No real signs of life until you get close enough that you start picking up this world. It's the 4th world from its star. And the first, like, really large one. The planets, inner planets are quite small. It has got some gas giants and stuff, out in the distance. But as you approach the planet, nothing's in orbit. Your commsman does tell you they're getting a ping. It's not a signal sending any information. It's just sort of a obviously artificial signal coming out at every 45 seconds or so.
Okay.
His best guess would be that it's like a last ditch location beacon.
Something that's comparatively low powered.
Mm-hmm. So it's it's not sending information. It's just kind of a here I am. He's like it probably wouldn't reach outside the system.
Got it.
But it's coming from the surface of the planet.
Well, there we will go then.
All right, so y'all pull into orbit above it. Let me switch all over to see the crash site. And you can see the ship. It's broken into several pieces. What you assume is the front has this sort of large, almost looks like a glass sphere. With a sort of mesh of like metal supports over it.
So, assumed biodome.
At the distance y'all are at, you really can't tell.
Maybe a giant planetarium, or not planetarium, but giant museum piece, greenhouse. Who knows?
Could be a giant pop-o-matic.
I feel like there's a pop-o-matic trouble joke I can make in there somewhere.
That's right.
Now, one thing you do notice are blast marks along the top of it.
That's no
So
good.
it crashed, but it may very well have crashed because it was taking fire, because it was damaged.
Yeah, it's not like scoring from like atmospheric friction, right?
No, that looks a lot like it took some sort of fire from energy weapons.
It's likely energy. Well, and we didn't detect any other ships on the way in. Curious.
No.
Maybe it was some kind of like landborne defense system. We didn't see any of that though either, did we?
No, you have not detected anything like that. There's no sign. You haven't taken the time to canvass the entire planet, but what you've scanned coming up, there's no sign of artificial structures on the planet.
Okay, well, let's just
Whoever attacked
stay
them may have moved on.
I'll
let's
send
just-
some copies down and let them look
Oh, right.
inside. If there's no one, quote unquote, breathing, obviously not everything does that, but if there's nothing in there alive, I don't want to crack a ship open and expose us to some random gas.
Well, the ship looks like it's already cracked open pretty good.
Oh,
No. Yeah, that would be great in unison.
because from orbit, it's only going to be a couple miles flight
Yeah.
into a planetary surface, and I can fly at the speed of a fast helicopter, so that's only going to be 20-30 minutes of flight.
Plus, gravity probably didn't have a whole lot of effect on you in the astral plane. So you zip down there.
Pardon me.
Yeah, you see chunks of ship that probably broke off in the landing. No real idea how that globe thing survived, as relatively undamaged as it appears to be.
Any idea how long ago the ship crashed?
Tyler, give me an awareness roll for Unison.
12.
Oh, I should probably roll a difficulty, shouldn't I? Alright, so that's a massive success.
Having multiple eyes on it is helpful.
You would say, there are some pieces that are still leaking fluids out. There's some vegetation around the edges of this little crater that burned. And that all looks to be fairly recent. So you'd say couple of 3 days, maybe.
All right, a few days. Okay. Long enough that someone sealed up in a large enough section would be just fine. Or if there's vegetation growing, it's possibly a livable atmosphere.
Yeah, the planet was supposed to be fairly Earth-like.
Oh, okay, good. Which may mean nothing to an alien, but probably means something. Most aliens we've seen are kind of sort of similar. So, an Earth-like planet has been livable for most races.
Yes, there are certainly exceptions, but by and large, the majority of life-bearing planets have a very similar atmosphere mix. You know, it might be a little more nitrogen, a little more oxygen, a little more this or that, but you know. The atmosphere on this planet is a little bit thinner than Earth, but not bad. You know, not any worse than going from, you know, sea level to, say, Denver.
We don't like pick up anything like campfire smoke or anything in the vicinity, do we?
No, you do not see any signs of camping. Down at his level, you just would see some like prints in the dirt around the crash site. Only a couple of like animal prints. It's mostly you know, it looks like more or less basically boots.
Heading away or heading in?
Just sort of walking around from like one busted section of the ship to another. It's like they just kind of wandered around the general area of the ship crash.
Is it like a patrol, or like went to investigate this, backed up, went to investigate this? Kind of like a crisscross pattern of just going to
Crisscross pattern. It's not all the same size boot.
No, but people coming around to look at wreckage to see what they could get. Not
Yeah, quite
like
possibly.
a military patrol around it.
No, it's nothing quite as organized as like they had a patrol route or something. No. And that's pretty much what you see from the outside of the ship.
I'll leave a copy outside and let the projection move on in.
All right, which of these chunks of ship does he want to go into?
Now, I'd like to state on my screen, looking at Roll20, I'm still looking at the spaceship.
Are you? Oh,
The Morning Star.
I thought I had tugged the
Map.
thing. All right, maybe now y'all are on
Oh.
there.
Now I can see it.
Should have been. Should have been anyway. My bad.
I wasn't going to say anything when I kept seeing the map we used for the Primus.
Is there anything that indicates
Yeah.
part of this might be a living space more than others?
Some of this stuff back here looks like it might have been engine bits. At ground level, looking through it, you can see that there is like what looks like living plant life inside here.
Yeah,
Almost like it's a garden or a
sphere.
park. Yeah, in the sphere, yes.
I guess I'll check out this slightly more northern part then.
All right, that one there. Okay. You slide in there, and it looks like it is looks like living quarters. Now this end right here is just sort of open, and you go through there. There's like one slightly larger room that's got like two of what you can assume are the sleeping spaces, and then there's a handful of smaller rooms that all have like, you know, the equivalent of a single bunk. There's a lot of stuff laying around. You know, everything in the room's got thrown around during the crash, of course. So a lot of stuff smashed up. You can't tell what a lot of stuff is. But in those smaller rooms, you can kind of make out stuff that you figure's got to be toys. Some of it, like balls, are pretty obvious. Little toys that look like the species of the lady that was talking to you, you know. Yeah, but you don't find any people in there. Yeah, you don't find any people in there, though. No sign that anybody's has tried to, like, straighten the place up or anything, either. To be fair, it's sitting at a weird angle, so trying to walk around like normal on the floor would be very difficult.
I guess we'll check the little biodome with plants in it next.
Just gonna phase through into there.
If there's no resistance, yes.
You push through it fine, but you feel a little tingle when you do.
That's never good. I've only run up to things that like shield against me a couple of times.
Yeah, like I said, it's not even like it's resisting you passing through. It's just a tingle.
I'm going to pass that information off to the crew, the team, that there's something odd that's affecting me in an astral form in this area.
They have tingle shields.
Told you
Well,
you
it
should
can
have let me
also
skip
mean it
ahead.
is something that connects to the spirit of a person and does some weird effect to them, but it's being slightly metered off because it's like 1/7 of me in that room. Could be a psychic plant for all we know.
That would be cool.
So yes, you get inside, and like it's a little garden area. And it's the sphere is maybe 100 feet across. So a decent area. So about 50 feet or so high at the highest point. Because like the floor you would walk on kind of cuts through the middle. And it's covered in, very grass-like plants. There are larger plants of various sorts. Some stuff that looks like ferns, except they very large flowers. And there's a much larger tree, for lack of any better word, in the middle that also has flowers. And the flowers seem to kind of turn to face you as you move past.
Oh,
Awesome.
psychic person-eating tree. Great. I love it. I'll have the astral clone turn and face the tree and just go, "Hello, tree."
I just sit there with all the flowers that can turn far enough to look at you, because they don't rotate like an owl's head or anything. But, have you ever watched a time lapse of like a sunflower following the sun? It's kind of like that. It's a little bit slower, or not. I mean, quite a bit faster than the actual sunflower, but a little bit slower than like the time lapse.
If I get closer to that tree, is the tingle become more?
Well, you only feel the tingle passing through the sphere to get in.
Oh, okay. It's not a continuous.
It's not a constant tingle, no.
It might be friendly.
Let's go ahead and back on out of here. I don't see any people, though, correct?
No. Now, there is an
Or
entryway
bodies.
over here that would go deeper into the ship, or what's left of the ship.
If I can check that without getting closer to the big tree.
Oh, yeah, you can circle around. The tree is in like the center of the structure, and then there's other just smaller plants, and those plants don't seem to be reacting to you.
No, go ahead and tell. I'll look to Ray. I don't want to get closer to that weird tree.
I don't
That's not
blame
what
you.
we're here for, and I don't feel like playing any weird games. so I will scoot past.
All right, so you step back further in there. Immediately adjacent is what you assume is the command center. It looks like a bridge. Now it's only got a couple of workstations. It's like maybe 3 people can, have seats in here. But this ship completely put together would probably not have been as big as the Primus. This was not a large ship. The weird sphere thing at the front taking up a good bit of its mass. Everything in here is basically unpowered. You got the equivalent of emergency lights on, but like all the control panels are dead. None of the equipment seems to be on. Moving deeper into the ship. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is there no sign of anybody having touched some things but nothing else, and it getting kind of a dust layer?
It's only been a few days. So there's not a whole lot of dust.
All right.
This section is still fairly well sealed. As you move back into this little square area here, it's like the food preparation dining area, except all the furniture has been thrown over kind of into the cook area, and the rest of the what was the dining area is now all taken up by a large metal cage.
What?
Like barred cage or like a closed cage?
Like a barred cage. The cage doesn't really match the material the rest of the ship is made out of. And there are people in it.
Oh, great. Like alive people?
Yes. You see 5. One of them is the woman is for sure the woman you saw in the distress signal. And they all appear to be that same species. 2 adults, and then 3 children.
2 adults, you said?
2 adults. You assume male and female, and then the children, you can't really tell.
Now, the distress signal, the person giving the signal said that her husband had died in the crash. So
Yes.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it's a triad family system thing. Okay. Well,
I'll go ahead and let the copy slip back out of the room, become visible, and slip into the room so that they can notice it.
They give a start when you step in.
Hello.
Galexa jumps up, grabs the bars. The husband kind of sits up. You can tell he's injured, but he kind of sits up. She grabs the bars and she starts rambling off to you in a language you don't understand because you don't have a translator on you because you're not physically there.
Yeah.
do we have a video and audio feed? Is it?
Not through his astral projections, you wouldn't.
Oh, that's right.
The copy of him that is projecting, the copy's body is still laying in in your ship. But she starts gesturing towards what's obviously the door of the cage and kind of shake it. It does not rattle. It appears to be a very well put together cage.
Does it appears to be like a physical lock or like a electronic lock.
It's got a very old-fashioned looking keyhole.
All right, we can back on the ship. We can. There are people there. They're trying to get out of a cage. It is. Hey, it's not. It's not outside of a possibility that they're like taken over by some kind of spore from a plant, but also they're in a cage. I think we have to do something to help them, but you are the captain. You make the ultimate decision.
No, absolutely. How far is the ship?
Your ship is in orbit above this one.
Okay, I think it's probably time to come on down and get in on this rescue mission.
All right.
One of the men in the one of their just regular crew type guys. Well, we can land the entire ship, but it'd probably be easier if y'all went down in the shuttle.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
And I hate to ask this because I know y'all are going down into a unfamiliar situation, but in case this entire thing is just meant to lure the crew off the ship, can we keep one of the super people on the ship?
Oh,
Recluse, do you mind?
Oh, gotcha.
Painlessly extract the character whose player is not here.
That's right. We should probably, Omniglot, why don't you come with us?
Oh, I figured. I just assumed I was.
Oh, okay, very good then.
You know, there might, if their power's out, who knows what the translator situation will be.
Right.
As we head out, I'll pull Omniglot just a little bit back as we're moving forward. Hey, Omniglot, were you tapped in to hear what they said in the cage?
You were the only one hearing that. It was your projection that was down there.
Yeah, were you tapped in?
She glanced it around to make sure nobody's close enough. Yeah, I can speak their language.
Okay, good. Let's get in that shuttle.
All right, so y'all load up in the shuttle.
I'm already on.
As we're going down, Omniglot is handing out little face masks. Think of like something a painter would wear.
Do you think we need those?
Well, he mentioned a weird plant, and he was worried about pollen. So this should keep any kind of pollen or bacteria or anything like that out. You know, until we can get down there and get a good scan.
Good thinking.
We might have allergies.
And we don't want to give our new friends shark flu by accident.
All right, so y'all get landed. We'll say you land the shuttle just off the map. You said the entire time Galexis kept talking to you. She realizes you must not understand, and then she starts talking to you slower
And louder.
Using her hands.
You know, gesturing to the door, then making a kind of swinging.
I will go to the door, become less visible, look through the door. Is there a person there?
Well, no, the door of the cage. The door of the cage. She was gesturing to the door of the cage. I'm sorry.
Well, I will, for the sake of letting them know, like take my hand and go through the cage and just show like that I'm not a physical entity right now.
She kind of leans back. The kids kind of squeak and scoot away from you. She sort of licks her lips and is looking at you.
I'm sorry, did you say licks her lips?
Yeah. She has lips. No, it's like she kind of does a nervous...
Oh.
Not like you look delicious, like she's
Sorry.
nervous and it's just kind of like...
Listen, the way you said it immediately made me think back to Samurai Jack of the robot family who was hungry for metal, but they didn't know they were robots. So it's Samurai Jack sharpening his sword as they start to like salivate at the thought of eating his sword.
No, that was not where I was going with that.
Okay. I thought we were about to run into soul-eating monsters, and I was very afraid.
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea how their physiology and psychology works.
Sure.
That could have been any number of things.
But no, the look on her face is more like fear. Not like complete terror, but like this is something outside of what she's used to see.
And, you know, I'll drift back, hands up, kind of nod, and then I'll make a gesture of like out there, and then kind of like keep my hand flat and have two fingers walking across it to show like out there coming to here.
She looks at you, and then she nods her head. So she at least thinks she understands what you're trying to tell her.
And I will go and double check that we have a secure route to this room from outside while the shuttle's coming down.
You can go back this way, and there is a it's like an emergency door sort of thing. But you see where you see how you could manually open it. You can as a natural projection, of course, but you know. But the rest of you land outside. How many physical clones have you got walking around now, Unison?
Would have carried the two that are astrally projected to the planet down with me.
Okay.
And I've got one on the ship, one on Earth. So just me and 3 copies.
Okay. And then Land Shark, and then Independence Ray, and Omniglot. All right, Ray. The shuttle lands. I assume Ray was piloting it. I think Ray's the pilot, isn't he?
Right. That way, if I divest myself of the Great Spiorid and lose my powers, at least I'm still useful.
Gotta have that side gig ready to go. Ready to become the full-time gig if necessary.
Space Uber. Alright, well, y'all land. Omniglot puts her little mask thing on. She's got the little scientific device out, start scanning as soon as y'all get outside to see if there's anything dangerous. The shuttle sensor did not pick up anything out of the ordinary. No biological contaminants.
Nothing that strikes it as dangerous or unusual. I mean, there is pollen in the air. There are, flying creatures roaming around.
Any sky sharks?
No, you don't see anything large in the sky.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, sorry, Bruce. All right, so we head towards the mess hall.
Okay. So y'all climb down
You know,
into the little pit here, or
yeah,
into the little trench that the ship dug as it crashed.
yeah. We'll come in casually. We won't burst onto the scene to startle anyone.
Okay. This back end here has got a door that you could open up manually. Unison had already figured out how to do that.
Now we do have like translator devices, right?
Right.
As well as Omniglot.
Correct.
Okay. I will introduce. I'll say hello and introduce myself as Ray Gearhart. We picked up your distress signal, and yeah, let's see about opening this cage. Who wants to do the honor? Well, I mean,
she responds, "Oh, thank goodness." She kind of, she glances behind her at the family. Yes, please get the door open.
all right, I'll just give it.
I will
yes.
put a hand up on Ray for a moment.
Yep.
So, in your distress signal, you said your husband had passed away. Who is in that cage with you?
Oh,
It's my husband and my children. I'm sorry. I just said what they told me to say.
oh boy. Okay,
Who?
And where are they?
that's
I don't know. They locked us in here and said they were going to wait. We're bait for a trap.
okay. Battle stations. Here we go.
Please open the door.
Well,
Did
yeah,
they hide inside you? Are they spiritually beings or just pirates?
I don't know. They were just people. I didn't recognize the species though. They look like Mr. Ray here. I mean, not identical to Mr. Ray, but I would assume the same species.
We're all the same species.
Well, the unisons are all in helmets, so they could be a number of species.
Oh.
Unison, do you still have one of the? I almost said one of the floaters. One of the projections outside.
I wouldn't see why not. The body's in the shuttle, but
Well, you had mentioned, two went down, one went inside. You'd mentioned that one stayed outside at that point, so I was just going to check. Just because it's, currently
yeah, I wouldn't
relevant.
put all of my copies in the same room until there's a fight.
Give me an awareness roll for the copy outside.
13.
ooh.
Oh, he rolled crap. That's unfortunate.
Awareness is my character's highest stat.
Well, he rolled a 1.
Yeah.
So if he'd rolled a 6, that would have been a 14 total. Anyway, you see out of the corner of your eye, or what you think of as your eye in the projection. From this tree over here, you see a flash of light, and you just turn in time to realize you're being shot at. So you get to make a normal reaction against it. Oh, I should have actually been a little bit higher because he's got hunting mastery.
An 8 to have my ghost move.
Alright, he got a 10. So that's a good solid hit.
On the astral projection or the
On
body?
the astral projection.
Okay.
7 points of damage. And this blast can affect insubstantial spirits, etc.
Oh, okay. Then
So
Yeah, it'll
so it pops.
and does that pop the copy in the shuttle laying down, or does
Yes.
it just go back to that? Okay.
However, you did get a look at the guy. It is Sarah Garrick's the Huntsman.
Ah. Great. It's the Huntsman.
Ah, hell. Well, watch
We
out for hounds,
have
I guess.
a very short amount of time. Land Shark, you're the escape route. Let's go.
All right. So, did we get them out of the cage yet?
We're free now that we know it's a trap by Zergaris. We're free to get them out of the cage as long as they're not double agents to kill us.
If we don't know a way to unlock the cage, I'll just rip it open. It's just a metal cage, isn't it?
Yes. Now the cage, you pull it. You've got what 8 or 9 strength. You pull the cage door off without any trouble.
Yeah.
It was sturdy though. It was a little sturdier than than a regular steel cage back home would have been. All right, now where did I put his token?
Right. Okay, kids, we're getting out of here on the Shark Express.
What's a shark?
Oh boy. You're about to find out.
Do I have a story for you?
I did not realize quite how big I had made this map. All right, so Sarah Girax is perched in this tree here. From what you saw. All right, so the family comes climbing out. Lex like, got her husband's arm over one shoulder. As she shovels past you, Ray, she's like, I'm so sorry. They didn't give us a choice. They confronted us in space and we tried to run and they shot us down.
No, of course you're looking. Of course, you all had to. We've dealt with this this character before. He's a rough customer, so no hurt feelings from my end. Just, I am glad your husband's still alive. Actually, still alive.
He kind of grunts. Yeah, me too.
I'll go ahead and pop 2 more copies and have a full 4 run out of the ship.
Okay. All right. If everybody wants to, drop your characters here. Because that'd be where y'all pop out of the ship. Because Sarah Girax is not alone. He's just the only one that's been spotted so far.
Of course.
And let's see, I need to grab some randoms because I don't have art for the other guys quite yet. Hopefully by the next time they pop up.
This isn't their final appearance.
Chances are good that it is not. I've got to get in here and organize my tokens a little better. Alright. We'll use him. Let me double look here, let's see. Oh yes, I need somebody that's like, yeah, he'll do.
So you still got a copy on the shuttle, right, Taylor?
No, I was told that as its projection popped, it popped in the shuttle as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Oh yeah, I've got a. And I need all the Unison copies, don't I?
Here's a question. If you all want me to steamroll the family to the shuttle, is there an autopilot where I can send the family up to our ship and come back in to join in on fun?
Yeah, could we at least have someone, maybe someone on the ship remote control the shuttle?
Or
They could do that enough to get it into orbit, and all. If something starts shooting at the shuttle or something like that, that's not going to be a good situation. But as far as just to take it off and fly it up to the ship, yeah, they can manage that.
We could hope that Recluse can handle it.
He does have good coordination.
Maybe.
All right, Taylor, how many of the copies do you need?
4.
All right, there's Skywatch. There's Novice. There's Impulse. And there's Night Shift. Give me just 1 second. I'll see if I can put them under your control. But apparently I got to do that individually. Yep. All right, Taylor. Check and see if you can move all 4 of those copies.
Yes.
All right, we're good to go then. If y'all want to go ahead and give me a initiative.
9.
I will add a
I
turn
suck.
for everybody. Alright, 3 quick d6 rolls for the character, for the M&Es. Or no, yeah, before. So that is... Alright, so that is 12 for him. No, wait, 8. No, it's 14 for him. It's worked so well in the past when I rolled initiative ahead of time, but I've only ever think to do it once or twice. Alright, and then Sirigirex. Got a 14. And a 13. Alright. Now we're good to go. Descending order. Alright, top of the order is this fella down here to the south of you. Kinda between you and your ship. He runs over. And let's see. Land Shark, give me an awareness roll. You need to beat a 6.
You need to be what?
A 6.
And I did.
So looking over this direction, because you're thinking along the lines of I will get the family to the shuttle. The shuttle is that way, and as you look up, you see this big tree here, and it looks like the trunk of the tree sort of warps open.
Oh.
And there is it looks like a woman almost like she's made of wood. She's got very wooden skin, but she's wearing what to land sharks' mind would be kind of sci-fi clothes. And it's like you can see. It's like you can.
Frontiers, make up your mind.
Imagine a dryad in Star Frontiers.
Yeah.
And it's like the tree. It's like the tree. Starfinder would be a good choice. It's like the tree opened up, and you can see where the tree is almost like the tree's a tunnel, and then there's like another opening behind her, and you're seeing like a city back behind her, but only through that gap. And she is basically like pushing a guy through, and then he takes off and runs and jumps up here. And then the tree sort of folds back shut again. This guy sees you. And he's got white hair. He's dressed like he's dressed for the really cold weather. You can see that his breath is misting as he breathes. His eyes glow white as he raises his hands. More of that kind of condensation mist comes off of his hands. And then he tries to ensnare you in a block of ice.
Me?
You're the first one he sees. All right, so this is.
I guess this is a coordination thing, right?
Yes, this will be coordination. All right, he's got a coordination of 6. All right, so he only gets you in a partial hold, which means you can still do whatever you want to do action-wise at a -2, but you can't move from that spot until you break yourself free.
I break out.
Is he cold to the touch?
It is ice. It is ice that has formed. It formed around his feet, but he kind of leaned over to one side, so it didn't manage to completely encase him. Next up is TeknoAXE, the huntsman.
I am going to, if I can at least holler at the family, point to the direction of the shuttle, and tell them to go, and I'll try and catch up with him and give him cover as best I can.
Okay. I probably need a. I knew I kept the Stick family around for a reason. I will simply say that they go last in initiative. But they're all piling out of the ship behind you. Alright, TeknoAXE.
I don't think these guys will attack them, but if they do, I can try and use my earth powers to shield them.
Okay. Alright, TeknoAXE hops off of his tree. Lands there. And basically spends the entire round getting up to the top of this dome.
The garden dome?
Where you three, well, you two and the family, are standing just outside the door. He does not have an angle of fire on you because of the, just because of that back end of the ship being in the way. If y'all get a little bit further away from the ship, then y'all will be out of undercover. Not that most of you are actually aware he's there. But, but that is all he does. Next up, this guy comes running out of a tree. Ray, give me an awareness roll.
Awareness roll coming right up.
I mean, he's not trying to be super stealthy or nothing, but
Go, Ray, go.
You need to beat a 4.
I got it.
Okay. So yeah, you see him get pushed out of the same way I described happened with Land Sharks, the guy that shot Land Shark. The tree opens up. Kind of dryad-looking woman. Standing behind him. He's got her hands up over his shoulder. But where the one with Land Shark was kind of pushing the guy out. With her, it's like her hand kind of lingers on him as he steps out and starts moving forward. Like she just lets her hand kind of slide over his shoulder rather than. But the same thing. As soon as he out, she shuts the thing.
Okay. And she's disappearing. She's basically just popping in and then popping out, right?
Why is the fairy prince's mother getting involved in this?
So this guy comes running forward. He is one of the most beautiful people you have ever seen. Like, it is unnatural how this guy looks.
Uh-oh.
But he runs very gracefully, kind of slides down this embankment here of all the loose dirt and rocks. You there. You're the one they call Ray, right? And he's got his hands up where you can see he's not. He's got a sword, what looks like a sword at his hip, but it's not drawn. His hand's not on it.
Is it Fairy Prince?
No.
Okay.
Now this guy is very blonde. When he smiles, his teeth are so white they almost gleam. My friend, we've been looking for you. Really, there's no reason for us to fight.
Am I about to make a willpower roll?
You're about to make a willpower roll.
Sorry, Marcus.
Remember Marcus?
Let's see. Do I have? Nope. No specialty in relationship loyalty.
Oh well, we see how important that is to you then.
Yeah. Exactly. I've had. However, I did roll decently.
All right. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hang on. There we are. No, wait, that's the condition. I need the power. Why is there a condition and a power with the same name?
Uh-oh.
Okay, this says it's coordination versus coordination, but that doesn't make sense for the way his power works. So it should probably function more like mind control. The ideal is like a super charisma kind of, you don't really want to fight him, sort of,
Sure.
he's so pretty sort of thing. The effect I'm modeling after stunning. You'll basically lose action and shaking this effect off kind of thing.
Okay.
Like in Gambit's early appearances, he kind of had a charm quality that they
That's right.
forgot.
Alright, so he'll roll this instead. Okay, ooh, well, he beat you because I rolled a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 2 round, or 2,
2 pages, yo.
9, 10, 11. You beat him by 2, he beat you by 2, so that's only a moderate success, okay. So you're stunned for one round, basically.
Okay. I say, well, he knew my name. Maybe we are friends.
And he's just rambling on how, oh yes, you need to come back with me,
Oh boy.
you know. He knows, hey, things didn't go well the last time you were in his, in his home city, but he'll be there.
Wait, what?
He'll be there to smooth things over.
Have we met? Have we met, or is this is part of the con?
This is just what he's saying, and like I said, you'll lose a page, and then maybe
from the Island of Glass.
But yeah, he definitely sounds like trying to soothe you, and oh, don't worry, it won't be like that this time. Which will probably be what snaps you out of it after the turn is over, Oh, he's so yeah, it won't be so bad. Wait a second, wait a second, I know where he's talking about. Then his rays go, but he's stunned. And then for some reason, the robots from last game are still on the. What the fudge is this thing doing?
I do not see the robots from last game.
We can't get rid of those guys.
I see a lizard.
See, and I see the spaceship. I see a spaceship above the lizard in my order. I click on it a few times and it disappears.
Nope, but I do see a lizard.
Okay, I think I've gotten all the ghosts out of the.
I also see Ray and Landshark at zeros, but that's irrelevant.
Yep, it's like we've got a extra Ray.
We could use the help.
We could.
Now I only see the enemies on the turn order.
But I still see. What in? Hang on a second.
Oof, roll 20. Need you to pick it up a little bit.
Roll 20. To quote a buddy of mine, roll 20 and I pay for this crap. Well, that's more of a paraphrase. He doesn't say crap, so this is more of a paraphrase.
This game session brought to you by Roll20.
We don't want to speak ill of our sponsor.
Alright, so he went on a 14, then he went on a 14, then he went on a 13, then Ray would have gone. So yeah, the lizard is who's supposed to be next.
I hate lizards.
Well, he doesn't really look like a lizard. Like I said, I don't have art for him, so the lizard guy, it helps me remember him because he looks like a person who's got some like lizard or serpent-like features. Not that he's scaly, just kind of the way his mouth opens. He's got fangs. But he comes out of a tree, though nobody's really there to see it. He hits there. He springs off this rock, one of his legs elongating, and then the other one elongating, allowing him to travel to here.
Is it Serpent Boy? Is it Serpent Man from the future?
Well, he's definitely full grown, so he's definitely not a serpent boy. And like I said, he's not scaly at all.
Oh, that's right.
It's like a human being, but his head's been kind of twisted, stretched out, and unnaturally large smile, or unnaturally large mouth when he opens. Think of his mouth opening kind of like Venom. He's not gooey or any of that. He doesn't have the super long tongue, but.
He's kind of elastic.
Alright, where is here? Alright, so that was the stretching. Let him get there. And then he is going to try to punch Landshark.
And I can dodge, but -2. Is that correct?
I think it's only your actions are at -2. I think your reactions are normal.
Oh, okay.
He tries to hit you with like a stretched out arm. All right, so his prowess is okay. So he got a 9.
I got 11.
Okay. So you heard him land. You turned and you looked up just as he was rearing back and kind of slingshots a fist out at you. And you managed to kind of roll out of the way. Bruce has been in brawls before. He knows how this works. All right, who do y'all see at
Can't
the
do
top?
the hop step right now, but you know.
All right, who do y'all see at the top of the initiative order right now?
I see the ice guy again.
Yeah, I see the ice person again.
See, I see Recluse, who I did not put in the order today. What is going on here? And then I see Bruce, because Bruce is at a 9.
Yeah, I should be pretty close to the bottom of the order if I'm not absolutely. I think I go before the family because you said they go last.
Yep. And I see Omniglot from the last time we had a thing, but I forgot to put her down this time.
What's your stat for initiative, Landshark?
I don't remember what I rolled, but it was. No,
Well,
wait, I do. I rolled a. I got a 5.
Yeah.
Because I rolled a 1 and my coordination's 4.
Okay, so you should be on a 5 and not a 9.
Right. I should. My.
Okay.
I go on 5.
I go on a 9. And I think Ray goes on a 7. Where did Ray already go?
I'm back.
All right, Ray's already missed the one he was going to miss.
Okay. Oh, right.
Okay.
Ray was stunned by Dude's beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, crap! I got
For
rid of
some
it.
reason, that sounds like an old, like, private eye to me.
All right, Unison, what did you say
Detective
your
Dude's
initiative was?
beauty. Unison's on a 9, Landshark on a 5.
All right. Why do I have him looking like he's on a 9 then?
Well, they certainly seem like cool opponents.
Okay, so Unison should probably go right after the lizard guy then. Got the family on 1. Alright, maybe I've got everybody. Oh wait, I gotta add Omniglot. Alright, but she was on the ship, so she didn't do anything this round other than help the family get out. Alright. Well, it keeps wanting to put him above the lizard, but they got the same score. Alright. Alright, so Unison, I believe it is your go. And then Landshark will go
Alright.
after you and then the family, and that will wrap us up for this round.
Have Night Shift step out. This is kind of a no-nonsense time. I'll just shoot a shot at the very handsome man.
Do you really want to, though? He's so pretty.
And that's on an 8.
Alright, that's coordination, his coordination. He got an 11.
This is going to be a while. Next rolls out, takes another shot at the handsome man.
He got an 11.
I got a
You got a
9.
9.
Next one rolls out, shoot at the handsome man.
He got a 9.
Ugh. This is going poorly. roll one out, and we'll do another blast. I've got to try to. Good lord. Pathetic roll.
You got a 9. You got a 7. So
Yep. And then lastly, I'm gonna poke my actual head out and attempt to do an actual mental blast, which is gonna be willpower against willpower.
okay.
Try to hit. It's still a 9.
He got an 8.
It takes 1 point of mental damage, so it avoids any armor. But
He's got So yeah, I mean, he just. It's very great. It's watching him move. It's just beauty in motion. He's just going like, hey now, oh watch out. Still looking at Ray. Is like your friends are very determined.
and I just poke my head out. He's a manipulator. I just give him a headache.
That's a rude thing.
Meanwhile, Ray's just like, what?
Oh, a psychic. And then he cracks his knuckles. Land Shark, you're up.
Okay. I am going to tell the ice guy that I am not an ice shark, and I am going to try to break free of the hold. And bust out of that. Roll strength.
Yes, roll your strength. It was only a partial success. So he'd be at like half of his rank. So 8 is the number to beat.
I beat it.
So that is a massive success. So yeah, you just reach down, and that ice is just gone. That was your action, but you're free to take a movement if you want to.
I am going to try to stay close to the family as close as I can. I know they're ahead of me, or should be.
Well, they're right behind you, so but they go right after you. So like the second your action's done, it's their turn, and they go running out this way.
And
So
I'll try and carry. Well, I'm really tempted to carry the kids, but I'm probably going to be a target for these guys still.
All right.
So I better not.
All right, but you're hanging close, where if they get targeted, you can throw yourself in front of them or something, or use your powers.
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to try and get them ahead of me, so that I can shield them better. I pointed them in the direction of the ship, and I'm going to keep myself between them and the combat.
Okay. So they're hustling along, and they're not going as fast as they could. The dad's, like I said, injured, so
Right, right.
he's limping along as fast as he can, propped up on his wife.
Faster, faster.
And then we are back to the top of the order, which is the ice guy. Let's see, does he want to get any closer? No, he is not a brawler. All right, his hand comes up, And it looks a little different this time, what he does. It's like almost like a blue beam of energy comes flying out of his hand. And there's wisps of condensation kind of coming off of it as it flies down and tries to strike you. So give me a coordination roll. You need to beat a 10.
You shooting me?
Yes, he's shooting you. Oh. And you rolled a 10.
Respectable.
So marginal success. The beam strikes you. It is extremely cold. Let's see. This is his energy. Control cold. He's got a rank of 7. But it's a marginal, so he really just clipped you with it, so it's only about half effect.
Okay.
So that is 3 damage. I figured shark.
My Shark Knight invulnerability negates that, doesn't it?
All right. Yes.
Or does it get through?
What is your resistance?
It's just damage resistance. It's a 6, I mean.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
But I was just making sure that the kind of damage didn't bypass that.
No, not in this case. And you hear him call out, "Sharks are cold-blooded, are you?"
I'm a warm-blooded shark. Hey, wait a second. He knows what sharks are.
Whoa.
He does seem to know what sharks are.
Yeah. Finally, some civilization.
I know, my gosh. This has been, about in the boonies of space.
Space boonies.
Here Land Shark he is, having only been dealing with space billies all this time, and finally someone with some education. Alright, Siragorax can see, let's see, he can see a land shark here. The land shark would look good mounted on his wall.
Oh.
Oh, that's just mean.
But he can also see a couple of people over here.
It's gonna make some boots out of you.
Probably red, blue, and yellow he can see. And they're ganging up on his boy over here.
This beautiful, beautiful boy.
So his arm comes up, that kind of energy bow forms like out of his wrist band. And he is shooting at whichever one the yellow one is.
Novice.
Alright. He's got a coordination of 7. He's got the weapon bow.
I have a slim chance of dodging it on a 12.
I gotta remember what was it his hunting specialty was gonna do for him. Because he's got that at mastery. Maybe that's the stealth, sneak attack, sneak shots and stuff. Okay. Doesn't matter, he flipped the roll the last time. Alright, so he's in. So we needed a 12.
I had a 12.
Alright, marginal success. His blast does 7, so that is 3 damage.
Novice's shield will take it.
Alright, so it is not enough that he takes actual damage, so he does not pop.
Correct. But now the shield is weaker. So if that hit me again, does it round up?
No, I usually round down.
Okay. Then I've got, on a perfect hit like that, I've still got a little bit of time. And Novice will turn and just stare in the distance. Please stop. Please.
Next up is well, y'all don't know his name yet. The Stunning Fellow.
calling him Beauty. Or I'll call him Stunner.
Rupert. Until we're given a name, that's Rupert.
He runs up to here. And we'll try to punch, which one's the red one?
Impulse.
Impulse. There was a time when I had your duplicates memorized. But that time was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 6.
Listen, it's just easy to remember that the black one is Night Shift.
Yeah. And the blue one is the sky. Well,
Yeah.
the sky in his name.
Yeah.
Alright, so that one runs up, tries to punch Impulse.
Yeah, Impulse should change his name to like Ruby or something. Then Yell could be, I don't know, Banana Man.
Need a 12.
Oh goodness, that's a pretty good physical ability. I got a 12.
Alright, so he does half damage, and half of his strength is
Sorry.
4.
A lot of half
takes-
measures going on in this
Impulse takes the hit on the shield.
We did, but yeah, we did a lot of ties.
That's 4 12s in a row between 2 people.
So he runs up, rattles Impulse's cage, but doesn't really pop him. Glances over at Novice. Father does not respect begging.
What? Oh, he's breaking out the daddy talk. Oh boy.
Independence Ray!
All right. So I shake off the googly moogly, and I don't appreciate that. But here's what I want to do. I would like to fly up, and first of all, are there any signs of hounds about? The huntsman's hounds.
Alright, so he flies straight up.
Question.
Give me an awareness roll.
Okay. Got a 10.
Got an 8. You do not see anything that looks like it sounds.
Okay. That's good. In that case, if I still have time in my panel to do something, I would like to. Okay, so how many tree? Now the tree. Which trees has Space Dryad been porting people through?
You
on the
only
map?
saw this one over here. Though Land Shark saw this one over here.
Oh, sorry, I'm missing it because I'm too zoomed in.
No,
I have to zoom out to see all the.
I got you.
Nope, that's the wrong way. Okay, I think I might be able to. If you want,
All right.
if you could signal it again.
So you saw somebody walk out of this tree. Land Shark saw somebody walk out of this tree down here. And then the stretchy guy came out of this one over here, but nobody actually saw that.
Okay. What I'd like to do is just start blasting all the trees in the perimeter, like near the battle site, to try. You know what? Maybe I'll just leave one tree, in case Space Dryad has more minions to throw at us. And if possible, what I'd like to do is maybe just leave one tree, and then if I could just set some kind of like standby ambush mode action, like so that if the Dryad pops out again, I'm ready to just like interpose with a blast. Is that something that I could do?
Or you want to knock the trees down and prepare to shoot her, or do you just want to prepare to keep your head on a swivel and be prepared to shoot wherever she pops up?
Well, I guess if I could do that, I mean, I guess if I leave only one tree, yeah. The idea is I only want to give her just one, like just to limit her access to the battle site to like one pinpoint, so which I could keep guarded, and then blast. be ready to blast as soon as she appears, if that's feasible. Kind of like a reverse interpose.
All right. I'll let you blast 2 trees as one action.
Okay.
So pick which 2 that you want her to lose access to.
Ooh, let's see.
Because, like, if you want to
Well,
clear
I
a
guess-
path on one side, like this tree and this tree down south, would cut her off from that side to some degree.
I see. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just focus on one portion of the battlefield and just like cut off her access to that. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So that tree's gone. And this one over here I can't delete because it's covering up something on the map.
Apologies to two of my previous characters, Snapdragon and Blessed Thorn. My 2 other plant-based characters.
This planet has gone billions of years, untouched by human hands. First human that shows up. Pew, pew, pew. Ah, shoot the trees. Pew, pew, pew.
Just like a hero.
All right, now you're kind of on Overwatch or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Omniglot hops
Isn't
out of it.
Overwatch? Isn't Overwatch one of the Unison clones?
I think so.
Skywatch.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Sorry.
What is the O in Unison?
I want to say it was Overshield, the purple one.
Overshield, that's it.
Overshield. Okay. Do you have a
One
sidekick?
that doesn't show up anymore for some reason.
Just randomly, not the color I grab, I guess.
You're changing your name to Unison.
He's just hating on purple.
So Omniglot runs up to the beautiful boy. And doing that kind of multi-talking thing she does, where she carries on multiple coherent lines of thought, but it's like the conversations intertwine. She's basically, telling him how pretty he is, and asking him what his name is, and asking him what he puts in his hair, because his hair is so long, and
What's your skin routine?
it's questions like that. So somebody give me a D6 roll for her while I roll.
You want me to do it?
Hey, it doesn't matter who. All right.
I like that she basically conversates with people for battle.
As a confusion attack, yeah. Okay. So Landshark rolled a 5, but she adds 5 to that. So she got a 10. And then he rolled a 10.
Again.
We're all just half-assing it today.
Nobody's putting in any real effort.
For the defense, that's pretty good. I mean, they're only doing half damage to us.
And for a stun attack, marginal means no effect. So he's not stunned, though he does look a little confused.
Are you talking at me?
Well, it's the number of questions she's asking all at once. But you do hear him get his name out. He has earned the stunning.
I'm sorry, what was that? The stunning?
Ahearn. Ahearn.
Oh.
And then the stunning is like,
Like his epithet or whatever you call it.
yeah. Like the Warriors 3 had,
That's right.
Fenrir the Dashing, Hogan the Grim.
And Omniglot's actually pretty voluminous, as far as volume's concerned, at least.
Oh yeah, she can get quite loud. Though I think when Volstagg was Volstagg the Voluminous, I think it was talking more about his size than his.
That's right.
Though he could be both, he was both large and quite loud.
Yeah.
Did somebody move Landshark?
Oh, I moved him down a little bit by the tree.
I'll move myself a little further off to indicate that I'm removed the
I
battlefield.
wasn't sure how far I got to move or whatever, but
Actually, no, I think I was.
I'm going to slide you back just a little bit here.
no problem.
You know, you're still well in advance of the family, but
Yeah.
walking by.
Well, I'm not really wanting to get ahead of them. I am trying to keep between them and the combat.
Well, that's the trick. There's a combat back here, but then this guy is combating you.
Right,
this side,
right.
so. So trying to stay close and just keep an eye on them, but not so close that they'll get caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, I won't be close enough that I can intervene.
All right. The lizardy guy. He's going to jump down in and amongst all of the Unisons. Unisons.
Unisons.
Let's see. Oh, I was clicking on the wrong one. That's why his powers weren't making sense to me. Unison, give yourself a determination point.
Oh, fun.
Vahir here is well, not that he's told you his name yet either, but he is power stunting.
All right.
He is stretching out his arms and basically turning around as quick as he can and just sort of doing a spiral with his arms all around him. Basically an area effect.
All right.
So it will hit it will potentially hit all of the Unisons on the board. Let me just look up area of effect to make sure I've got it right. Well, I thought that's what the thing was called. Burst. That's what it's called. Burst. Okay. I roll one power test. The different opposing abilities of the target. Okay, so I just make the one attack like normal, and then each of yous will defend separately. And if that sentence made sense, I wasn't trying hard enough. All right, you need to beat a 9. So let's start with Night Watch.
Wait, 9 on coordination? Or, sorry, prowess.
Prowess, yes.
Okay, cool. That's doable.
Yeah, he did not roll great.
12. 10. So, and now Novice.
Okay.
On a 9, so it's going to be half damage.
Half damage. His strength is an 8. So 4.
4. So, does handle that one hit, and now the shield is down to 3.
Okay.
Neutral hit on Skywatch, shield down to 4.
Okay. And then I think the real you.
and 13 on the real me. Which, with my, I think that, yeah, it beats it by 4. So counterpunch.
You can counterpunch. What is your strength?
4.
All right, so you do 4 to him.
Oh, it gets through like they're not armored.
Well, their entire species has a little bit of armor.
Hmm.
He does not have any extra on top of that, though.
Neat. I do actual damage with physical combat.
Yep, he felt it. 1 point of that got through. And you all managed to get out of the way, well, either get out of the way or tank the shot. He's not happy. And then it's Unison's turn.
Night Watch will turn and shoot the lizard
All right.
on an 8.
He got a 9.
Uh,
So he twists and turns his bodies in unnatural ways, but to avoid the shot.
Impulse will attempt to shoot him
All right.
on an 11.
He got a 12.
Novice will attempt to shoot.
On a 12. He got a 12.
3 damage.
His armor takes it.
Yep.
Or damage resistance, I should say. So Skywatch.
Skywatch will shoot on an 11.
He got a 13. He avoids it. And that just leaves a unit.
Unit will take a step back into the ship. Yeah. And do the willpower mental blast
All right.
on a 12.
He got a 6.
I don't think the mental blast has anything special on super big numbers, but I'll double check real quick.
I think it's just a straight damage thing.
So he takes a damage and headache.
He's just like, a psychic? Really? That's a coward's way to fight.
I mean, I also punched you in the face. I can do that too.
You got lucky once. That does not mean you can do it on a regular basis. Land shark.
Okay. Am I close enough to Ice Dude to attack him? Or are we still making our way there?
You're still making your way there.
Okay.
As far as attacking him physically, you've got earth control, though.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I am going to burn a point of determination, and I'm going to use trimmer.
All right. What are you tapping
For a
to use the?
slam.
What are you tapping to use the?
Because I'm a land shark. I'm going to show him what a land shark is.
You said you were using it for the hit, or for the.
Well,
effect?
no, I'm stunting. Trimmer's an effect that I can stunt.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It does a slam. It's versus strength or coordination, probably whichever is better for him.
That'll be his
Obviously.
coordination. And he rolled a 12 total, which is a max roll for him.
You know, I literally do not have a deal for that. Hold on, let me set up a.
Had you not used Tremor before?
I don't have a preset roll for it.
Oh, okay.
It'd be D6 plus my power level, unless I'm mistaken. Oh my god.
So partial. Let's look up Tremor right quick.
I don't know. It says it literally says slam and great power, but I don't know what a partial success is for a slam. Probably nothing.
Let's see, a slam, a separate thing in here. Because usually you have to get a major success at least to trigger a slam. All right. Is it listed under...
It's listed under Earth Control.
Okay. Earth Control, Tremor. Alright, you send tremors through the ground for an Earth Control versus coordination or strength test to slam targets. Okay. So on a successful roll. Okay, on a successful roll, that's when you just, if you hit him, you get to make the slam check. So marginal success means we still make the slam, but instead of rolling your full Earth Control as the rank, you roll half of it. So what is your Earth Control?
8.
So give me a D6 plus 4 roll versus his strength to see if he gets slammed. And his strength is not superhuman, but it does not suck. All right, so you got an 8, and he got an 11, so he is not slammed. Yeah, he
Trying to
managed.
clear a path for the family didn't work.
Yeah, he manages to keep his balance. Then the family runs up, and they take cover behind this bit of debris here. They group up. The dad's catching his breath, and they're just kind of peeking around the corner, waiting for the path to be clear. They're counting on you, Land Shark. They're counting on you. And then it's the ice guys go.
It was a noble effort.
He is a worthy adversary. Alright, but it's his go, and he says that this is taking too long. It's time to put this fish on ice. So he is going to try to snare you again with the elemental ice control. So coordination versus coordination. He got a... Well, wait a minute. That's the 11 I rolled last time. Why did it not roll this time?
Oh.
There we go. So he got an 8, which beats your 6. So 8... So moderate success. Let's see. This is the binding powers, how it works. So a moderate success. Okay, it's like the marginal success in that you get he gets a partial hold on you. The only difference with this one is, oh no. I told you wrong last time. On a marginal success, it achieves a partial hold, and the material of the binding is halved. We got that part right. With a moderate hold, it achieves a partial hold, and the target can perform actions at a -2 and can't move from the spot. And, if he gets another moderate success on top of a already moderate, it becomes a full hold kind of thing.
Right.
Okay, so he has encased your legs in ice again. All right. But that is him. Then it is Saragorax.
This is going to end up with me frozen and him encased in rock.
So last year, I ran a mini campaign of a game called Heroic. It's based off the old Marvel game. If you've played the old TSR Marvel game,
Oh yeah.
more or less how this thing works. I knocked out the entire player group in the first session. The players had a guy that could turn people into piles of webs, and then with a separate power, animate those webs into creatures. The bad guys had a guy that could turn people into trees. So different flavorings of the same power. All the players got turned into trees, and then those trees sometimes got turned into webs. And it came down between the two guys with this alteration ray power were the last two left before the player finally went down. Now it's on a time limit, so everybody changes back eventually, but in some way it wasn't really a TPK because nobody died, so it was a TPKO.
Yeah.
And the first one of those I've had in years. Well, actually, I don't know if I've had an actual TPK. Anyway, but I'm seeing this as the same thing. It's different flavors, but essentially the same ability.
Yep.
But maybe Saragorax will just shoot Land Shark and be done with it. But actually, I think he's going to try to shoot Ray since Ray's just floating up there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Saragorax has a 7 plus his bow skill. So that is a 14 to hit you, Ray.
Shoot.
Alright, so he beats you by 4, so that's a major success. He was not shooting you with a lethal shot, because they do want you alive, at least temporarily. So first we roll a slam. So give me a strength roll versus the rank of his blast. So you need to beat a 9. You rolled exactly a 9, so that's a marginal success. Which on a slam does nothing. So you rock in the air, but you don't actually go flying. And then also a stun, since it was a massive success, which is the same roll.
Oh shoot.
So you are stunned for a round because it's only I got a 9, you got a 7. So that's a moderate success, which I believe means you're stunned for 1 round.
But not because of his beauty.
No. That's a good old-fashioned stun. You're stunned because you got shot really, really good. I mean, not that the Huntsman's a bad looker if you're into slightly older guys.
Now, what was the damage? Did I take actual damage from that?
Yes, 7 points.
Oh, okay, well, that's a herder.
And then it is I earned the Stunning's turn. And he is going to try to use his stunning good looks on Omniglot.
Hey, she's in high school.
No, she's not. She's walking around in her graduation gown. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's good. Well, okay, it's still creepy though. By Earth standards.
Look, she's 19 or 20. He's probably 400 or 500. Yeah, okay, maybe it's a little creepy. But let's face it, him dating the oldest woman in the world here on Earth would be a little creepy if you just look at the difference. Alright, so he got an 8. Somebody give me a willpower roll for Omniglot, which is a 7 plus a d6.
I'll roll it, I guess.
Alright, ready?
A 3.
Alright, but that's
10
3.
total.
Yes.
Because it's a 10.
So he starts trying to talk to her, about how unfortunate this fight is, and she shouldn't hide such beauty. She should not hide her natural beauty behind a mask. And she starts going, uh-huh. She turns and looks at one of the unisons. He's so pretty. But then she winks at you. And turns back to him going, uh-huh.
Oh no, he sounds kind of like a jag to me.
So she's kind of playing along, but she's really not falling for it.
Yeah. She indicates to Unison that she is not falling for it. Independence Ray!
I'm counting the canaries flying around my head right now.
Now, what happens if you're flying and you get stunned?
Well, that's a good one.
Because stunned is not unconscious, so you might not fall.
Yeah, I guess if I can't go anywhere, I mean, I guess my guess would be if I were already flying in motion, I would just keep going in that direction. But since I was hovering, I think I would just stay hovering. That's how I'd rule it.
Or you might drift a space that you got shot in, but that would be about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
You already weren't moving.
If I had been moving, then I'd just keep going in the same direction, and if I run into anything, then that's what happens. That'd be my guess.
Alright.
I think we're about to find out.
Well, I'm sure it's something I have looked up before.
Also, I don't think well, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think you're right. I was thinking about concentration powers and stuff, but that's like mutants and masterminds type
Right.
stuff, not icons. Yeah. And yeah, I think in mutants and masterminds, I think you start to fall out of the sky. But okay, so yeah, you're sitting there, not unconscious, just. Well, you said counting canaries. That's probably as accurate as anything.
Counting alien energy beings floating around my head. Which actually could be alien energy beings floating around my head.
Alright, then it is Omniglot's turn. Mike, give me a d6 plus 7 roll for Omniglot.
D6 plus 7. That's not it. Sorry. What? What am I forgetting here? Oh, why do I keep hitting the okay.
The one? I don't know.
Yeah, I never have really gotten into the console command.
No, someone else would have been There we go.
Alright, so she got an 11, he got an 8. So that is a major success on a stun. Means the target can take no action for a level duration.
Wow.
Ooh.
Take that, Gruber.
So she fires off with all these like questions that start drifting into comments. Things to make him start questioning his self-worth.
You didn't have to be mean about it, Omniglot.
Making him question what the value of beauty actually is, and if that's all he's got going on, I mean, what is he really?
Is your perfect hair too much?
Like, nothing she says particularly sounds insulting. It's just starting to make him think, and he doesn't like where it's taking his mind, and
He doesn't like thinking. He's not. He doesn't. He just co-signs good looks. He doesn't. Thought is really required for him, I imagine.
yeah, it's his good looks, and in a combat, his raw strength, because he's sort of strong as all get out.
I'm done Omniglot. Oh, for the
He's the only
record,
one taking somebody out.
Well, it depends on how long the fight goes.
Yeah, speaking of which, I have 15 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even, holy smokes! I didn't realize we would burn through time. So
Yeah, we're really
so fast.
This is a good fight, but yeah, it's
That's a good
gonna have to
fight.
continue it.
Yeah.
Continue the fight 2 weeks from now with Recluse showing back up in the shuttle, in the secondary emergency shuttle.
Guys, are you seriously not finished with this yet?
It's like once he realizes, the ship's not being attacked, just them. He web worlds down or something.
That's right.
All right. In that case, let's go ahead and try to get this turn finished. Which we should be.
Sorry, everyone, but
Oh no, dude, we know.
Perfectly all right.
I have an hour to get to my next game, and
I
have
also don't
neither-
want to go past our scheduled time too often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize. I had just lost track of time. I didn't realize how far in we
Sure.
were. All right, so that was Omniglot. Then it is Vahir, our stretchy guy.
Vahir?
Vahir. Would you like me to spell it for you?
That would be great.
Because I can about guarantee that it's not
I
spelled like
spelled
you
it
think
wrong?
it's spelled.
Okay.
So Vahir, and that is how you pronounce. I looked at the pronunciation. Vahir is spelled
Yep.
B-E-I-T-H-I-R.
Vahir. Oh, okay. Yep, I certainly didn't spell it that way.
Which, to be fair, we had the bad guy a few seasons back, the Vasilev, which was also spelled with a B. But that was something Greek, and this is like some sort of serpent dragon thing out of like Scottish mythology or something.
Oh yeah, that's a D&D creature, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, they got it from the mythology, obviously, but
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I think the D&D one looks like basically looks like a snake with like 8 legs or something,
Yeah.
or 6 legs or some such.
I see how we lost track of time.
You know, it's possible. We did get off on a few of these tangents throughout the game, didn't we?
Also, we had to gossip about the primes too. That was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was valid.
Catch up with you
That
from
was
home.
bad. That was time well spent. That was time well spent.
Oh yeah.
And I mean that. And I mean that seriously.
Oh yeah. All right, so Vahir is going to. He is going to follow Real Unison into the ship.
Oh boy.
And take a swing at him.
Man, I'd love to see a red square on your roll. That'd be super great.
You know what? Before I do that, let me give him an awareness roll. Because they are capable of detecting like projections and stuff. But it's not necessarily just as easy as casually looking at them. So let me see if he's noticed.
To be fair, not sure he'd see them as astral projections when he is physically hitting them.
Well, it's what they're made of is the factor here.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it's not. No. It's not his baseline awareness. It's that actual power. All right.
And what will I need to roll? Or
oh, that's a good question because there's got to be a difficulty. I guess roll. I'm just going to say roll your duplication, whatever your duplication rank is.
Neat.
And we'll just say that, the better you are at it, the more realistic the stuff looks, the harder it would be for him to notice. So that is he got a 7.
Got an 11.
All right, in that case, he is not particularly aware of which one's the real you, so he's just going to slap the one closest to him.
Might I suggest Novice, because Novice reacted to being shot at?
That's fine. I'll take a swing at Novice.
The one he thinks is a coward?
All right, so his...
But also the closest to popping, so I'm really hoping to not get murked.
All right, it's a 12.
13.
Oh, you lucky duck. Novice just barely gets out of the way. Then it's Unison's go.
Looking at Omniglot, it looks like Omniglot has their fight handled. So Novice will...
She's fine until she starts to go hoarse.
Novice will throw a punch at Vahir.
All right.
On a 10.
He got a 13. So that is a major, that makes it a major failure for you. Let's see. Does the punchback thing require a massive, or is it a major or a massive?
I'd have to pull back up and look.
Yeah. All right. Evading, that's what I mean. All right. Okay, it has to be massive. So major does nothing special.
All right.
All right, so you didn't hit him, but he doesn't get to hit you back for free. What are the other U's doing?
They'll each. Well, Night Shift will crack a telekinetic blast.
Okay. And that is coordination based. But he's quite coordinated. So that's a massive success, but that was you shooting him, so he doesn't get to hit you back for that. Next up.
Try another blast with impulse.
Okay.
Eventually, I will roll better than a 1 or a 2 on this.
He got a 9.
Skywatch will attempt a blast. All right, that's 2 1s and a 2. And last, I'll shoot with unit. At least he got double digits that time.
So you got a 10 that time, and he got a 10. So marginal. What's half your blast?
Half my blast is 3. It's covered by armor.
Yep. And bringing up the rear is, well, Land Shark and the family. But
Yeah, I'm gonna try and break out again of the ice.
all right. Let me look up the strength of his eyes because he gets to use full strength this time. Elemental control. So that is a 6. So he got a 10, you got a 12, you are free.
Ooh.
The family's looking at you, Land Shark. What should we do?
Go. Pointing to the shuttle.
They look a little doubtful, but they run past you. And, you know, they squeeze over this way, so they start climbing up the rock face here. Or not rock face, but the crater wall. You know, they're putting a little distance between them and the guy. And Land Shark, you can see... yeah, you don't have his name. You don't have that Frost guy's name yet. You know, you see him cut his eyes over at the family like he sees them, and then he just focuses back on you. You don't get the impression he cares.
I'm pretty confident that Land Shark can annoy the crap out of the villain to make sure he is the target, if necessary.
You know you want to shoot me.
And I can probably do it with my teammates, too.
If you really tried. Alright, so that wraps up this round. It is 3:53 local time. So we will call it here. I hope you guys had fun. I enjoyed it, obviously, because I lost complete track of time. Hope anybody that comes by and watches or listens to us later, hope you had fun. Hope you'll join us in a couple of weeks when we do this all again. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason. And with me has been Curtis as Land Shark.
Laters.
Taylor is Unison.
See you.
And Mike is Independence Ray.
Take care, everyone.
Captain Independence Ray, truthfully. We'll see y'all next time.